everyone, welcome to Ask Kate, brought to you by the Children's Tumor Foundation. Happy NF Awareness Month. It's May, and that means that we are really pushing hard to raise awareness about NF. I'm wearing my NF CTF gear today. I have lots of different shirts like this. I hope you do too. I love wearing these out in the community. I get a lot of great questions. People are very interested. My husband wears his I Know a Fighter shirt when he goes to work, and he gets asked about it almost every time he has it on. So it is really actually a simple and can be a fun way to talk to people about NF and the work that CTF is doing. So today we're going to continue our dive into the world of NF2, and we're going to finish up the NF2 exclusive series by talking about research in NF2. So I actually needed to do some work myself to kind of get caught up as to where we've been with research in NF2 and where we're going and what we're hoping for in the future. And so I'm excited to be able to talk to you guys about this today. I want to point out that there is a wealth of information about this on our website. So if I say anything today that you would like to know more about, please don't hesitate. Leave a comment below, send me an email, or even just visit our website, ctf.org, and do a quick search, and you'll be able to find a lot of really great information there as well. So today I'm going to keep it somewhat brief, but hopefully share some exciting things with you that you will be able to really get a lot out of. So first I want to talk about, you might have heard about a new platform trial or a trial of a drug called brigatinib for the treatment of the tumors we see in NF2. So I want to tell you kind of where that came from and how we ended up with the drug brigatinib. It's actually a drug that was already approved or is already approved by the FDA for the treatment of a type of lung cancer, and it had not actually previously been considered in NF2. However, starting in 2014, CTF funded the Synodos for NF2 project, and this was a kind of a coming together and a gathering of specialists in across disciplines, researchers, scientists, bedside physicians, working together to look at all of the different data that we already had. And really it was very exciting. They looked at over 2,000 different drugs, 170 drug combinations. Like the quantity of information and data that they looked at together was incredible. And what it did was that it led them to the discovery that brigatinib would be the drug that we should look at for NF2 patients. So the trial that just got announced last week, if you've heard about it, is called the Intuit NF2 trial. Intuit is actually, I believe it's an acronym. It stands for, and I'm going to have to cheat and look at my notes, guys, but it's Innovative Trial for Understanding the Impact of Targeted Therapies in NF2. So this is called a platform basket trial, and essentially what that means is that it enables researchers to enroll people with NF2 to look at the impact of a drug on all of the tumors in their body. So a lot of times research in humans, because of complex ethical and safety issues, is very, very, very targeted. And so we want to know if this drug works on this specific tumor. And really outside of that, they aren't really able to evaluate or gather that data in a meaningful, clinical, meaningful way. And so what this allows them to do, the design of this trial and its approval to be able to move forward, is that it allows them to look at how this drug impacts any tumor that the individual enrolled has. And so it really just broadens their scope. It speeds up the process. It really gets us toward answers and possible approval by the FDA for a treatment if that's deemed appropriate and if the results support that. It gets us there a lot faster. So it's very exciting. So that was really born. It's being funded by the NF2 Accelerator Initiative, which we announced last year in May on NF2 Awareness Day, actually. And that's a huge initiative that you can learn a lot more about on our website, but essentially it's funding important NF2 research. It has three main goals. The first one is to expand the NF2 clinical drug pipeline. And so again, if you think of a pipeline as what water would flow through, we want to have a pipeline of NF2 drugs that is in constant movement, that we are always looking for new therapies, new things that, new drugs, and that there's not a slowing down or a clogging up because researchers aren't talking to each other or because the data isn't available. No, we want to break down all those barriers and bring all of these experts together to the benefit of the NF2 community. The second thing it's looking at is improving the NF2 drug selection. This has a lot to do with our animal models. I won't go into that too much, but essentially it's trying to find smarter ways to identify effective therapies for individuals living with NF2, and we do that most often through animal models. It's been very effective in the NF1 world, and we're developing these animal models now for NF2 as well. The third part of it is growing gene therapy efforts for NF2. So gene therapy is a very complex topic. I could devote an entire video to that. In fact, it would probably be best if it wasn't even me talking about it, because it's highly complex, but it's also very exciting. And so it's something that we want to devote energy and resources to as we move into the future. So that's sort of the really broad highlights of what's going on in the world of NF2 research, but we are excited at CTF to see these efforts continue. We're excited about the way that the NF2 community continues to respond and to be involved and to stay involved. So as I said, I'm sure that this would have sparked some questions about anything I said today. Please leave a comment below, send me an email. I'm happy to continue the conversation. Have a wonderful May and NF Awareness Month, and I'll see everyone next time. Thanks so much for joining us today.